Our next presenter from LibLynx, Tim Lloyd.
Great. Hi, everyone. So what I want to talk today is about this issue of innovation and how growth in publishing requires, in my view, a new breed of more flexible, independent access controls. And I want to talk about two new innovations from LibLynx that I think make that easier for all of you. What I mean by access controls is more specifically identity management, so who are you, and access management, what do you have rights to access. In more technical terms, authentication and authorization. For simplicity, I'm just going to call them access controls. And also, while traditionally associated with pay content, access controls can be valuable for the delivery of free products and services whenever you want to validate someone's identity, so my account or delivering information on suggested research. So, with opportunities for growth hard to find in traditional publishing models, we all need to get creative to generate more possibilities, and access controls are pretty critical enablers for this, so I just want to talk why that is. New business models require new authorization logic. Most access systems are designed to support time-based subscription models, and are not easily modified to support, say, metered access, coupons, voucher codes, patron-driven acquisition. Entering new markets can similarly require you to need to support new authentication methods, so it might be library cards, it might be local directory integrations. Adopting new publishing formats and distribution channels can require access controls that need to sit across multiple platforms, might be multiple vendors, multiple technologies. And if you want to deliver a unified experience, that's actually a relatively complex thing. You also need to reduce access friction. So if we don't keep users engaged, they'll default to the lowest common denominator on the information food chain. And simplifying access for people by enabling them to use their own existing organizational logins is one of the major reasons that's driving publishers to come to us for help with single sign-on, like Superlith or Open Athens. And finally, we need to develop more personalized services that add value over and above the content, like recommending relevant material to researchers. As David Kidder was saying this morning, tracking behavior, not words. So that's why I think growth requires creativity, but the traditional vendor solutions I think struggle in this more diverse, fluid environment. So based on feedback we've received over about 18 to 20 months of talking to scholarly publishers, the traditional solutions are monolithic, inflexible, and expensive. So they're often tied to particular platforms, technologies, or vendors, either implicitly, if not explicitly. Upgrades can be costly and time-consuming, and the experience is anything but agile. And this is a problem, and again, to go back to what David was talking about this morning, you don't want to pay for silver bullets, you want lead bullets. And in order to have lead bullets, you need something which is really simple for you to experiment with. An alternative is to develop systems in-house, but it's a rare publisher that's able to maintain investment in something like access controls over time in comparison to conflicting priorities from user content and features. I know I've been in that position. Access technologies can also be complex. So it makes it hard for teams that don't specialize in that area to maintain and develop those sort of specialized features. So we've spent much of the last year working on two specific innovations that we think can reduce the cost and effort for publishers who are looking to support more diverse publishing strategies. So the first one is a single API that you can use to manage access online to any resource. It's simple to understand and integrate because we built it using industry standards. Best practices that software developers that work for you are very familiar with. We started off actually by building a live walkthrough of the API. It takes 5 minutes. I imagine anyone in this room could understand it. It's powerful because it provides access to all the authentication methods and authorization logic you need to be able to experiment and grow. Your application simply calls our API at the point at which a user requests access to a resource. We do the rest behind the scenes. If more credentials are needed, we can integrate that fully into your current user experience. It's flexible because it's technology, platform, and vendor agnostic. We don't restrict your technology choices. We support them all. And it's also designed for customization. And this is a big point. One of the benefits of more recent cloud-native technologies is that you don't have to build something that makes customization an expensive change. And I think that's another one of the issues often with traditional solutions. And finally, you can unify access across all your diverse publishing activities. So you can have a consistent access experience, whatever the platform or technology or the user type that's logging in. Secondly, you only pay for what you use. We don't need to charge a lot of money up front. We're sharing these costs across the publishing community. And again, the modern technologies we're using enable us to deliver a more effective service in a far more cost-effective way. So we went back to basics and said, what's the key metric that you care about with access controls? And I suspect it's successful authorizations. So that's the basis in which we charge. And if we can get one of your customers successfully to whatever service you want, that's of value to you. So this significantly lowers the cost of experimentation and also lowers the cost of failure. Again, going back to what drives innovation, you need to be able to experiment. We've spoken to quite a few publishers who have not experimented because the barrier to trying to deliver the access controls needed is just too high. So I am done. If you want to learn more, I'm around till Friday. That's my email address.
Thank you.
Thanks.